Hello, everybody, and I hope you're having a great day. I want to talk to you about the future. Everybody has their own opinion and their own idea of what they think is going to happen in the future. And I'm not here to change your mind on that or tell you what to do. I personally believe that if we live long enough, we are going to hit times in our life that are extremely difficult for us. It's happened to me in my lifetime. I walked into a company that I worked for many years, and the front doors were closed. We were never told they were closing down. We were told that we could pick up our paychecks on Friday. Now, when we went to pick up our paycheck on Friday, we were lucky enough that they paid us, but we were told the company no longer existed. It's gone out of business, and thank you for your service. That was the end of it. Well, that sent my household in a tailspin because my paycheck was really, really needed to get by on. And so I suffered. And over the years having that happen to me, I had to learn to cook different, save a little bit of food. I'm one of these that I don't believe in stockpiling or saving a whole lot of food because I believe it goes bad. I know it does. I had a friend that did that. You know, when the 2000 came along and the zero and we were going to have a problem and the computers were all going to shut down, well, she put a whole lot away and it spoiled. She went to open some cans of green beans, tomato sauce, different things, and it spoiled. Now, I'm not saying that that would happen to you. I don't know, but I'm of a real belief that if we hit a really, really bad situation, most of us couldn't afford to put away the kind of food we would need to even get us by. So we would have to learn to live off of what we could get our hands on. And if we had a week or two of supply, get by on that. Because a lot of people can't even afford more than that. And so that's why I'm trying to give you recipes that are inexpensive, that you could probably get your hands on the items, and it wouldn't cost you an arm and a leg to make breakfast or dinner. A lot of us would have to revert back to maybe eating things that are wild or things that grow. I have an abundance of cactus around me. I do. And I know how to make cactus paddles probably 20 different ways. Most people don't like cactus paddles, but actually, they're extremely good for you. They really are. I've known several women that have diabetes that swear that cactus paddle keeps their diabetes under complete control. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can tell you after I eat cactus paddle, I feel wonderful. And so we each have things that we may have to depend on to eat all the time that maybe before we didn't. But like I've always said, if we live long enough, life is going to hit us with a hardball or a curveball, something. Just simply life works that way. It just does. And so the more we know and the more that we understand different things that we can do will help save us and get us through those hard times. Now, today's recipe is a simple drink that I love to make, especially in the summertime. Now, I want you to understand something. When I grew up, I wanted coffee, and my mother would not allow me to drink coffee unless it was black. No sugar, no cream. And I didn't like it. But she allowed me a cup, and I can tell you I sat it down. I loved the smell of it when it percolated. But eventually, the smell of it, I just couldn't resist drinking it. And I began to drink black coffee, and that's the only way I could drink it. I never liked tea with sugar. I never did. And I didn't like sugary drinks, and I didn't like Coke or Pepsi for that reason because it was sugar, but I liked carbonation in it, so I switched to mineral water. So today's drink, I'm telling you, is really, really wonderful tasting, and it's worth it. Get your kids away from Kool-Aids and sugary drinks and try this instead. It's awesome. Today I'm going to show you something. To me, it's not that important, but to cooks, it really is. Okay, you see this? One has 3, wait a minute. 1, this is 1 bump, 2 bumps, 3 bumps. It's 3. But on this one, there's 4. Now, why? This is the female bell pepper. If there's 3 on the bottom, it's a female. If there's 4 on the bottom, it's a male. Now, the female is sweeter than the male. I just wanted to give you that information. My video is not about that today. I'm going to show you a wonderful drink that I make. And, but I thought I would just get this in there because I just didn't want to make some short video. I'm going to take these peppers, cut them, and take the seeds out and the veins out. And I'm just going to put them into the freezer, cut in half. I'll cut them, the tops out, and then I'll cut them in half this way. All the way down, and that's it. Take the seeds out, the veins out, and I'll freeze them that way, okay? Now, I'm going to start with a cucumber. This is what today's video is about. I don't have any cucumbers from a garden, but cucumbers and zucchini are 2 things that I grow in the summer. I try really hard to grow. One of them is for this drink. Remember how I told you in another video that I'm shameless? I used to be. I don't go to restaurants anymore. I think I've been to every restaurant in our town. And I'm shameless about pushing to get the recipes when I find something I like. Now, the story behind this is a restaurant that I went to, very inexpensive restaurant. You would get a main course meal with the soup on the side. It was a very small bowl. And a drink for $2.50. I did not want the drink because it was called cucumber water. And no way could I dream of a vegetable making a good water. And so I didn't want it. And I ordered a soda, a Coke. And the woman said, try it because it comes free with the meal. And I said, I don't want to do that. And she goes, look, just try it. If you don't like it, it doesn't cost you anything extra. Then you can order the soda. I fell in love with this drink so much that I had her give me the recipe on how to make it. So I'm going to get this peeled, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Now, what I have here is jars a friend of mine gave me, pickle jars. And I filled it up to, this is considered a ½ gallon. And I filled it about halfway full. And the reason I did that is because I honestly don't know how much I'm going to need as far as water for my blender to blend up this cucumber. I left my blender over there on the other side, and I'm going to set it in here, and I'm going to cube this by going down. Wash your cucumber really, really good, the skin, and then peel it. And I'm just going to cube this into the blender. I have about 2 cups of water in the blender. This is hard for me to do so that you can see, but I'm just cutting it up in the blender. I'll move the camera in a second so you can see. Now, when it comes to this, let me move this out of the way so I can pull this closer. I'm going to hold this up so you can see. You see the cucumber in there? It has about 2 cups of water, and I'm going to put the top on it, and I'm going to blend this, okay? I'm going to stop you for a second here because this blender will make a horrendous noise. Okay, this is what we have. And now I'm going to pour it into this. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are some people, I'm going to add more water to this because I could add more cucumber, and I may do that because I have, you know what, I have a lot of cucumbers. I asked my son to pick me up a cucumber, and he picked me up 6 cucumbers, so I think I'll add a little more cucumber to this. Okay, I blended up another cucumber. Now, I'm going to say this when it comes to this drink, okay? At this point, you have a couple of choices. Let me move this camera back a bit so you can maybe, or maybe I have to move it closer, but you see? It's filled it to the top. Now you have two things you can do here. One is they put a squeeze of lime or lemon in it, like one lime or lemon. I don't do that. I put it in my glass. I put an entire lime in this drink. You can strain the pulp out of this if you want to. And then you sweeten it to taste. You put sugar in it, but to your liking. And you can drain the pulp. I personally think that defeats the purpose. The pulp to cucumber is good for you. Okay? I don't put sugar in my drink. I don't drink coffee with sugar. I don't drink tea with sugar. I don't drink coffee with milk. Everything that I drink is without sugar. Now, I made that choice, and I have to make that choice, because if I drink sugar or sugary drinks, I can't walk. I have such horrible knees that I am in such pain that I literally cannot walk. I can take a few steps, and that's it. But as long as I stay away from sugar, I'm pretty much okay. My knees bother me, but not nowhere near as when I drink sugar. Sugar is a horrible inflammatory. I'm just telling you that because if you have joint problems, consider sugar the culprit if you're putting a lot of sugar. There's other foods that cause inflammation, and I eat them sparingly, even though I love them, and beans is one of them. Beans can be an inflammatory, but I do eat them, but sparingly, okay? Now, like I said, this drink quenches thirst. I'm not kidding you. I can't keep this stuff around in the summertime. Because everybody, after going outside and working and sweating, runs into the house to get a cold glass of this. Even my son, the first time he tasted it, said, this stuff quenches thirst better than water. And I have to agree. So I hope you'll try this. Like I said, strain it if you don't want the pulp. And it'll just give you a clear drink. Sugar it to taste. Try it without sugar, but there's some people who just cannot drink tea, coffee, and some things without sugar. In my house, you're going to have to put the sugar in your glass because you're not going to put sugar in this. No way. Because I drink it. So they have to put the sugar in their glass to taste. I hope you'll try this. It's wonderful. All my friends I've shared this recipe with love it. So grow a few extra cucumbers and put them in this drink, and you will not regret it. Well, God bless.